All right, we are jumping right into a pretty raw, unfiltered argument between Ryan Upchurch and Katie Noel. There's this audio recording that captured a really intense personal moment, and today we're going to unpack exactly what was said and, why it all just spiraled. So you can feel the tension right from the jump. The argument seems to just explode out of nowhere with this one line from Ryan. He sounds totally and completely blindsided that Katie wants to leave, and it's that confusion that really kicks this whole thing off. To really get what's going on here, we've got to break this down piece by piece. Let's start with the core conflict that lit the fuse for this entire fight. It all kicks off with what sounds like a massive communication breakdown. I mean, when Ryan asks, for what? It's so clear he has absolutely no idea why Katie is at her breaking point. And his question, well, it forces the real reason for the whole argument to come right to the surface. And that's exactly when the argument takes a hard turn. Katie makes a very, very specific accusation about unwanted physical contact that she says went down right before this recording started. So here's where Katie really spells out why she felt a boundary was crossed. She doesn't just say he touched her. The words she picks, grabbing and squeezing, are so important here. And by saying, I'm not okay with that, she's making it absolutely clear that from her perspective, a line was definitely crossed. And then she lays out this very precise four-step sequence of events. In her version, she pushed him off, he kept going, she had to push him off again, and only then did she finally have to sit up and actually say something. This whole sequence is so crucial because it's the foundation of her entire argument, that this wasn't a one-time thing, it was something she repeatedly tried to stop. Okay, so how does Ryan respond to this really direct accusation? Well, his entire defense really boils down to one single claim about his state of mind when it all happened. And there it is. That's his core defense. He immediately says he was half asleep, and because of that, he wasn't fully aware of his actions. And you'll notice he also adds the context that it was the first time she was in his bed, kind of framing the whole thing as one big misunderstanding. And this just lays it out, side by side, as clear as day. This is the heart of the entire conflict. Katie's claim, you were awake. Ryan's defense, I was half asleep. I mean, there's just no middle ground there. These two realities cannot possibly exist at the same time. Now, just when you think they're at a total stalemate, the argument actually escalates again. It shifts from what happened physically to a fight over something very specific and very charged that Katie claims Ryan said. So Katie offers up what she sees as definitive proof that he was awake. She's not just saying he touched her, she's saying he actually spoke to her. So what was it that she claims he said? This is the exact phrase Katie claims Ryan said while looking right at her. Now, for her, this is the smoking gun. It's not something you just mumble in your sleep, right? It's a coherent, if really strange, sentence, which suggests to her he was totally lucid. Ryan's response here is kind of twofold. First, he just flat out says he doesn't remember it. But then he does something kind of clever. He tries to flip her evidence against her. He argues that the phrase is so bizarre, it actually proves he was half asleep. Like it's the kind of nonsense someone would say in a dream. So all of this back and forth, it leads them absolutely nowhere. The argument just ends in a complete and total stalemate, mostly because they can't even agree on the basic facts of what happened. So in the end, the recording just captures a problem that can't be solved. It is the classic he said, she said situation. Both Katie and Ryan are completely locked into their own versions of the story, and those two versions simply cannot both be true. This whole situation really leaves us with a question that's so much bigger than just this one argument. When you have two people with completely opposite memories of the exact same event, who do you believe? It really makes you think, It shows you just how fragile our memories can be and how two people can live through the exact same moment and walk away with two completely different truths.